Hello, friends, and welcome back to Figgy in the North, an Iceland travel podcast. I'm your host, Figgy, travel addict, Nordic wanderer, and the person who firmly believes that no suitcase is ever truly waterproof in Iceland. Ever. If you're new here, this podcast is all about the real, down-to-earth truth about traveling in Iceland. The magical parts, the wild parts, and the oh my gosh, I cannot feel my face parts. It's all part of the adventure. Today, we're diving into one of the most common and most important questions every traveler asks. When should I go to Iceland? This isn't a simple, summer good, winter bad situation. Iceland's seasons are dramatic, beautiful, unpredictable, sometimes chaotic, and always unforgettable. They shape everything: the daylight, the weather, activities, driving conditions, and even your mood. So, today's episode is called Understanding Iceland's Seasons, When to Go and Why. We'll walk through all 4 seasons, what they offer, who they're best for, and what you should absolutely know before you book that flight. By the end, you'll have a clear idea of which season fits your dream trip. And you may even realize that more than one is calling your name. Let's get started. Why seasons matter so much in Iceland. Before we break down the seasons individually, let's talk about why timing matters so much here. Iceland isn't the kind of place where the weather gently transitions. Instead, it can feel like the country goes from midsummer sunbathing to the wind just tried to steal my rental car door in a matter of weeks, sometimes even faster. First, daylight changes dramatically. In June, you can experience nearly 24 hours of daylight. In December, you'll get only around 4 hours of a moody, blue-tinted daylight that makes your circadian rhythm ask, what is happening? Daylight affects everything: driving, photography, tours, and your general sense of reality. Weather is another big factor. Each season has its own personality. Some months bring storms. Others deliver surprisingly calm days. And sometimes you'll get rain, snow, sunshine, and wind in the same afternoon. And yes, summer brings midges. We'll get to that a little later. Activities in Iceland are also highly seasonal. Northern lights, puffins, ice caves, highland access, whale watching, festivals, glacier hikes, and boat tours all come and go depending on the time of year. Finally, seasons affect both crowds and prices. Summer tends to be the busiest and the most expensive, while winter is often cheaper but more challenging. Spring and autumn sit somewhere in the middle and can be the sweet spot for many travelers. So, with that in mind, let's dive into each season and see what makes them special. Winter, from November to March. The theme: northern lights, cozy vibes, ice caves, and a hint of chaos. Ah, winter. The season where you truly discover what your coat is made of. Iceland in winter is magical in a way that's hard to describe. The landscapes turn monochrome, waterfalls become lined with delicate icicles, and the entire country feels peaceful and timeless, as if you stepped into a myth. But winter can also be dramatic. Snow, strong winds, patches of ice, sudden warm spells, and the occasional powerful storm all make appearances. It's a moody season, and flexibility becomes your best friend. Daylight is limited. The early winter offers around 7 hours. The deepest part of winter drops to about 4, and by March you're already back up to around 10 hours. The good news is that the long nights give you excellent opportunities to chase the northern lights. Winter brings some of Iceland's most unforgettable experiences. It's the best time to see the aurora, and it's the only time you can safely explore natural ice caves, these shimmering blue caverns that form each year and start melting by spring. You'll also enjoy fewer tourists and a wonderfully cozy culture full of hot chocolate, geothermal pools, and candlelit cafes. Of course, there are downsides. Storms may cancel tours or make driving difficult. Roads can be slippery, and the short daylight hours require careful planning. Winter is ideal for aurora chasers, photographers, travelers who love cozy atmospheres, and adventurers who don't mind unpredictability. If you want Iceland at its most dramatic and mystical, this is your season. Spring, from April to early June. The theme? Awakening landscapes, lighter crowds, and exciting unpredictability. Spring in Iceland feels like the country stretching after a long nap, slowly remembering that flowers exist. It's a true transition season, which makes it fascinating. The weather can be playful. One day feels like early summer, the next like November. You may experience rain, sunshine, wind, and even a bit of snow, sometimes all within an hour. Daylight grows rapidly. April ranges from about 13 to 16 hours. May stretches to 17 to 20, and by early June, it's nearly 24 hours. This is when the landscape wakes up. Waterfalls roar with meltwater. The countryside turns greener. Purple lupine pop up, and wildlife starts returning. Prices tend to be lower than in summer, and crowds are noticeably lighter, making it a great value season. Spring is especially lovely if you're interested in puffins, which start returning in April. Or if you enjoy seeing lambs bounding around farm fields during lambing season. I admit, they're absolutely adorable. Road trips also become easier as roads gradually clear, especially by May. However, some activities are in transition. Ice caves may be ending, while certain boat tours and kayaking experiences may not yet be available. The weather remains unpredictable, and most highland roads are still closed until at least mid-June, sometimes later. Spring is perfect for travelers who want beauty, value, and variety, and who don't mind a few surprises along the way. Summer is June through August. The theme? Midnight sun, green landscapes, and endless possibilities. Summer is Iceland's fan favorite, and it's easy to see why. If Iceland had a highlight reel, summer would dominate it. The weather is mild and generally pleasant, though it still has a mind of its own, because it's Iceland. Expect sunshine, cool breezes, occasionally rain, and the occasional heat wave that sends locals rushing to buy ice cream, not like they need an excuse. Daylight is extraordinary. June offers up to 21 hours of daylight. It never really gets past the sunset stage. July and August still bring long, glowing evenings. You can literally go hiking at 11 at night without a headlamp. Summer offers the widest range of activities. Nearly everything is open. Boat tours, glacier hikes, kayaking, horseback riding, and more. Only the bigger ice caves are generally off limits. Highland roads open during the summer, revealing surreal volcanic landscapes that feel like another planet. Wildlife is abundant, with puffins, whales, seals, and sheep seemingly everywhere. Reykjavik also bursts to life with festivals and cultural events. The trade-offs? Crowds are at their highest, especially on popular routes like the Golden Circle on the south coast, and prices reflect that demand. You may also encounter midges. Most of them are harmless but annoying. However, a biting variety has emerged, so be careful. Summer is perfect for first-time visitors, families, hikers, road trippers, and anyone who wants the iconic Iceland experience with long days and vibrant colors. Autumn stretches from September to October. The theme? Colorful landscapes, quiet beauty, and the return of the aurora. Autumn is wonderfully underrated. It blends summer's lingering energy with winter's quiet atmosphere, and then drapes everything in glorious color. The weather turns cool and crisp, sometimes delivering calm days, and other times tossing in a storm. Daylight gradually decreases, offering around 14 hours in September, and between 9 and 11 in October. Autumn brings back the northern lights, often without the icy winter roads, and the number of tourists drops noticeably, creating a calmer travel experience. The landscapes transform into deep reds, golds, and copper tones. Even though Iceland doesn't have many tall forests, the mosses and shrubs make the ground glow with color. It's an incredible time for photography, thanks to softer light, dramatic skies, and beautiful sunsets. Prices also drop compared to summer. However, you should be prepared for unstable weather, rapidly closing highland roads, and some seasonal tours ending. Autumn is ideal for travelers seeking serenity, photographers chasing mood and color, couples, slow travelers, and anyone who wants auroras without full-on winter. Special considerations. There are a few extra things to think about when planning your timing. First, festivals. Summer brings the biggest celebrations, like Iceland's National Day, Reykjavik Pride, and Culture Night. Winter sparkles with Christmas markets and decorations, New Year's fireworks, and the traditional Thorrablót food festivals. In autumn, music lovers flock to Iceland airwaves in early November. Next, driving conditions. Summer usually offers the easiest driving. Spring and autumn can be mixed, while winter driving can be challenging, especially for visitors unfamiliar with ice and strong winds. Iceland is not the place to learn winter driving. Next, photography goals. Northern lights are best in winter and autumn. Puffins appear mainly in late spring and summer. Waterfalls hit peak flow in spring. The highlands shine in summer, and ice caves are exclusively a winter experience. As for the budget, winter is generally the most affordable, spring and autumn sit in the middle, and summer is the most expensive. So which season is right for you? Let's match you with your ideal Iceland season. If you want guaranteed activities, simple travel logistics, and long days, summer is your best choice. If you dream of northern lights and cozy winter magic, winter is for you. Travelers looking for great value and big nature moments will love spring, while those wanting color, calm, and auroras without icy roads should consider autumn. Most people fall in love with one or two seasons, but honestly, there is no wrong answer. Each one reveals a different version of Iceland. My personal stories and little tips. Here are a few quick stories from my own trips. Once in January, a gust of wind was so strong it actually pushed me backward as I tried to walk into a cafe. I looked like a cartoon character, while the locals barely noticed. The moral? Always check the wind forecast. During my first summer visit, I accidentally stayed up until 2 in the morning because the sky still looked like late afternoon. Jet lag plus midnight sun equals chaos. The moral? Bring a sleep mask if you can't sleep in a light room. In September, I once saw the best sunset of my life and the northern lights, all in the same evening. Moral? Don't underestimate autumn. And finally, one spring day, a group of baby lambs decided the road was theirs. I waited 10 minutes for them to wander off, and honestly, I had 0 regrets. Moral? Expect adorable wildlife delays. And there you have it. A full breakdown of Iceland's seasons and why you might love each one. Whether you want to chase northern lights, wander under the midnight sun, photograph fiery autumn landscapes, or watch the countryside wake up in spring, Iceland has something unforgettable waiting. If you enjoyed today's episode, please follow Figgy in the North wherever you listen to podcasts. For more guides, packing lists, and itineraries, come hang out with me on social media under Adventures in Iceland. Takk fyrir, thank you so much for listening. Until next time, stay curious, stay cozy, and keep exploring the North. This is Figgy, and I'll see you next time in the North.